A massive investigative effort is underway following the deadly shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Investigators say Kirk was killed by a sniper who climbed a building at Utah Valley University, where Kirk was speaking at an event. We're getting some insight on the investigation now underway from a former FBI counterterrorism operative. I'm joined by former FBI investigator Eric O'Neill. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
And thank you for having me on.
When it comes to the shooting, you've heard this already, I'm sure. It was a single shot, high-powered bolt-action rifle from 200 yards away. Those details seem significant to me. What does that tell you as a former operative?
Yeah, that's very significant. It suggests that this is an individual who felt confident they can make the shot. You don't use a bolt action when you think that you might have to take more than one shot. Charlie Kirk had close protection, which means that if you know anything about how that works and security works, the second they hear a gunshot, they are going to pull him off stage and pull him away from danger, which meant that with a bolt action, you got one shot to make that kill. That's what had to be going through the shooter's mind. It also suggests, just based on the forensics we've seen, that he planned and executed a well-orchestrated attack. He chose this site because he knew Charlie Kirk would be there. It looks to me like he waited to shoot until Charlie Kirk sat down, so was motionless. Charlie moves around a lot, throws hats, walks up and down as he speaks. So here he was sitting. And he had a exfiltration plan, which means that he had a plan of escape after he made the shot. And I am still confounded as to how he got that long gun up on that roof without being seen. And most of those weapons don't break down so you can store it in a backpack. That would be a custom build, and those are pretty pricey.
That is a very good question. And when it comes to massive assassinations like this, what is the first order of business for law enforcement who are looking into this thing? What kind of questions are they asking? What are they doing first?
So the first thing that they're doing is pulling every scrap of data they can. So all of the cameras within and around the university. Universities have a lot of cameras. School safety is very important. They scrub through that information. They are pulling everyone's cell phone footage that they can. They have a tip line open, which is incredibly useful. People do want to help and jump in, and everyone has a cell phone today. Even if you weren't paying attention, you might have caught something in the periphery of that image. They are also using forensics. So we've heard, of course, that the shooter left behind a handprint, an arm print, and a footprint. Now, that's all great forensic intelligence. You can learn all sorts of things. Now, first of all, we don't know whether the shooter was wearing gloves or not, but if he wasn't, there could be sweat or DNA in that handprint. The boot print tells you the size of the shoe, which can give you his height and weight. It can even show you whether he moves with a limp or not. So does the arm print. All of that are clues that can be used. And of course, the FBI has an amazing database using what's called NGI, or next generation identification. And that can use all of this forensic information collectively together using AI and broad databases that the FBI has access to create a picture and an image of this individual and even use it to identify them.
Right, and so the FBI, obviously, as you just mentioned, they're involved and they're bringing extra tools that law enforcement that they don't have. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So they have access to far more information than local law enforcement has. The FBI is the premier investigative agency on earth. They will work in concert with local law enforcement. The FBI takes control of the investigation. But those LEOs, the law enforcement officers that are on the ground, know the area better and well. And so they are an immense asset in the manhunt that is going on right now.
All right. Well, very scary times that we're living in right now. But Eric O'Neill, former FBI operative, thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you for having me.